Good morning. This is a head, heart, and handwork. I haven't been here for a hot minute to do anything like this because I've been dealing with long COVID, or not long COVID, but lingering COVID. That's a better way of putting it. So I got COVID at the beginning of the month, and it was fairly mild. Had Paxlovid. I got home. I'm in home in the Pacific Northwest where we're covered in snow, which I actually like because it means I have to stay home, and I think it's pretty. I like it best when I'm inside looking out at it. But I've just been exhausted. That really deep fatigue of I don't have the energy to get out of bed. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't have the energy to get out of bed. The other day I stayed in bed for like 2 hours after I woke up, and it took everything I had to get up, get out of bed, and get a shower. And then I spent the rest of the day on the couch laying down. So haven't gotten as much done as I would like, but I do have some progress to share. So let's get started. Okay, when I worked on this last month, this is where I got that A and the 3 numbers underneath it. So I'm only working on this once a month. This is my 25/7. I have 4 projects that I'm rotating through on a weekly basis based on the calendar. So let's see how I got in 1 week. And in 1 week's worth, I got the letter B. This took a little bit of extra time, that lower half of the B, the curve. I messed up and rip out I got all the way up to the point where the B goes in and had to rip all the way back because I missed 1 row, which put everything in 1 stitch too far. So it's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So I had to take it out. I find that to be a very satisfying stitch. I like it a lot. I'm finding that I really like things that have large blocks of color because it's been a while since I've done stitching in a regular basis. Changing colors a lot drives me nuts. So that is the French alphabet sampler using custom dyed threads by hand dyed fibers. It's 26 pages and I haven't even finished page 1. That one's going to take me a while. So that's that update, and I'm running short on time, so I'm going to start another one to show off how much knitting I got done. So be back in a minute. Good morning again, and this is another head, heart, and handwork. So knitting. I actually got some good knitting done. So let's take a look at that descent sweater where I was actually close to like 2 weeks ago from this point. So hey, okay, I realized I could just show this. And this is where I was last time. Actually, no, this is where I am this time. So that is 2 solid weeks of work. I am on row like 37 of 45 of this yoke. So I'm getting close to being done. And then it gets to be relaxing knit to go into just knitting in the round. Just knitting, 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 knitting. So because I can't not have drama in my life and setting up sweaters, because, you have to have more drama in sweaters. I'm going to start another one as soon as I get the yoke done and the split for the sleeves done on this one. I want to make my mom a sweater. She's getting older, and she's finding the cold affects her more, and so I'm like, well, Mom, you don't have any wool. And she's like, well, I haven't needed wool. I'm in California. And I'm like, I wore wool sweaters in California. I was wearing a wool sweater when I had this conversation. In fact, I was wearing this sweater. I was like, wool is awesome. So I'm going to knit her a sweater. And the fact is, I'm actually going to make her, so there's this. I made this sweater. Excuse me, I bought way too much yarn when I did this sweater. I misread how much yardage I needed. So I knit this sweater for me, and I'm a big person. I then knit a baby sweater, and I still have like 1,400 yards left. So that's more than enough to make my mom a sweater. She's a big person too, but she's not as big as she used to be. Yeah, she's lost a lot of weight. Good mom. She got her diabetes under control and all that good stuff. So there's that. And I gotta go get it. I finished one thing. Hey, look, I used my music stand. I got both hands free. I finished a sock. Check it out. I have no idea what the yarn is, but this is sport weight. I've never done a sport weight sock before. I watch the Knit Girls over on the Tube of You, and Laura seems to just exclusively knit sport weight socks. This is a 56. I usually use 72. I'm not sure I like it because it gapes a lot. The other thing I really like about this, it did go quicker, and this is a broken rib stitch. And I'm finding that I really like using decorative rib stitches because then I don't actually have to knit a cuff because it's already rib. So that's one sock I have to do, and the other one, I'll be all done. I'm actually going to make another one this morning. I may actually post it. I'm not sure. But anyways, happy making. Good morning. It's a head, heart, and handwork. I actually bought something. I've been at this since 1988, and I still have stuff in my stash that I bought back in the 80s. You package stuff properly, you store it properly, it'll last forever. And like many people, since my stash is so huge and so old, I forget about things. Well, I was going through my drawer of patterns, and I came across a bunch of patterns that I bought within the last 17 years. It was after my twins were born, but before the youngest was born. So I found this really cool ornament, right? Well, if you turn it to its side, it says the name. That's my husband's name. So I bought these to make ornaments for my family years and years and years ago. In fact, I just had to order the fourth one because I didn't have the youngest kid. And I've been trying to work out a stash for a while since my stash is so huge. And it's like, you know what? I've been investing a lot of money in this. It's time to start using it. So I actually had to go out and buy something. Now, I found the fabric I'm going to use. This is a 28 count raw linen. I'm going to stitch this 28/1 since they're supposed to be Christmas ornaments. But this was in my stash, and I have a 1 yard piece, so that's plenty for doing this project. But I needed fiber. And I thought about it for a while. It's like, do I want to do everyone's favorite? Do I want to make them look like Christmas trees? And I decided, you know what? I'm going to make these in everybody's favorite color. So my husband, I went and picked it, but there were a couple of people that said, here, you get to pick which one first. So this is a very pretty red. This is Heartthrob by Dinky Dyes. Oh, and these are all silk because I love working with silk. And then my oldest, when I called him and said, what color, I know blue is one of your favorite colors. He's like, I'm like, well, what's that? I want this in your favorite color. And he said, I like blue and green. So I got this beautiful blue and green. This is, what is this? Deep Blue Sea by Gloriana. And then I picked this one out. This one's Fiesta from Gloriana, from one of my twins. Ah! I dropped one. I picked out this lovely purple. This is Classic Colorworks Empress for another twin. Here is mine. It's another purple. This is another Dinky Dyes called Orchid. And the youngest in the family gets Poinsettia by Gloriana. I can't wait to work on these. I think I'm going to go blind with the 28/1, but it's going to look awesome. Happy making. Good morning. This is a head, heart, and handwork, and I have not one but two finishes to share this morning. Here's the first one. Dragon is so cute. This is a project that my daughter started about 5 years ago, and then she did quite a bit of the sewing, and then got stuck. And then, like happens to many of us, when we get stuck on a project, it gets put away. And so I was cleaning out project bags, and I found it and said, hey, you want to finish it? And she said, no. Can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll finish it because I love making softies out of felt. And so I finished it this weekend. It is adorable. Rawr. Now I can give it to her. So this is the other one. I started this one more than 20 years ago. I was a test stitcher when I was pregnant with my oldest, and he turns 20 on Saturday. So yeah, I should have been doing more. But anyways, this is one of those projects that I fell in love with it. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. This is 28 count over 1. Look how intricate that is. Come on, focus. But I got stuck. I did this page, and then it sat there for at least 10 years because I just couldn't bring myself to do the intricacies of the spine and the back and the inside, which had 4 or 5 other little accessories that were done just as beautifully. It was absolutely gorgeous, but it was still, I didn't want to do it. And so this sat in my to finish in my whip pile for years, and I felt guilty because it should be done. And so I urge you to take this as an example to finish things. Finish it your way. This, I recharted. I did not want to do the intricate stuff that was on this page that was supposed to be on this. And no, because done is good. Finish it your way. Now here's what I did on the inside. I picked a backing material I liked. I made myself a pocket, which I need to add Velcro to. And I gave myself a needle book with Velcro. This is not what the designer intended, but you know what? I finished it. I now have something out of my whip pile that is a functional piece. I can use it now, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. So, we start projects and we just fall in love with them, and they end up being this slog, and it's like, I don't like doing this. It's gorgeous, but I'm not enjoying it. So find a way to finish it. I have another project that I'm going to share when I finish it. That's pretty much the same thing. It's like, I'm not enjoying this. How can I finish it as quickly as possible so that it's done? Done for me, not necessarily for the designer, because it's going on my wall, not theirs. So I hope you enjoyed my finishes. I enjoyed doing them a lot, and I will see you soon. Happy making. Good morning. This is a head, heart, and handwork. So Floss Goblin did a really cool reveal of her housewife, which is, essentially a toolkit you can take with you. So I thought I would share my toolkit when I travel. So this is what mine looks like on the outside. So yes, I did in fact stitch this. I got the wool from Pendleton's warehouse, and I got the pattern. I have no idea where the pattern is. I think I gave it away after I did it, because why do I need it? I made one. So it's a trifold. I only did the decoration on the front. I changed it. The pattern had it all in pink. I'm like, I am not a pink person. I am a purple person. And so the inside looks like this. So there's this great big pocket. And then in the middle section, there's a place for my scissors and a pen and a pin cushion. And then aside is another little pocket where I can keep things. And this is cool. It's a removable pin cushion, not needle keeper. So I keep needles in here. So this is what goes with me. I thoroughly enjoyed making this. This is actually really cool. What do I have in here? I have useful tools. This is one of my favorite. This is a friction pen. I don't know if you've run into these yet, but they're really cool. It's a marker. And they also make highlighters, and they also make ink pens. But they're all erasable they've got this like funky, it looks like an eraser, but it's just a little soft rubber spot, and you just rub it and it goes away. So if you make a mistake on your chart, you can erase that sucker. I got a lot of pens. I have not one, but 2 pairs of scissors on this. I also have these. This is a needle threader. These are some of the best ones. Now, low-ran, you can get them. The other place costs like $3 to get one. You can go on Amazon. You can get a bag of 50 of them for $5. I have 2 pairs of scissors. I got this one, which is your regular sharp point. I got these in London at the V&A. And then I have these scissors, which that side does not show why it's so cool. This does. It has a hook. So if you're trying to snip out a single stitch, this is the one to go. This is when you're trying to fix mistakes. What other tools do I have in here? I'm actually not going to put that there because it's going to fall out. So in this section, push that pin in before it hurts me. See, I have Velcro, so it stays shut. I have, this marks 3 inches from the corner. A little sponge. Oh, this is cool. I got this at Acorns and Threads. It's a disposable mascara thingy. Oh, I'm out of time. Good morning. This is a head, heart, and handwork. It is March 1st. So I wanted to take a look at last month's Whip Go. So every month I create a Whip Go board. I randomize the numbers, go to a random number sequence generator, and then create my board. Now, unfortunately, I did not get a single bingo this month. But that being said, I actually got quite a bit done, considering I was only home near my stash for the last 2 weeks of the month. The first 2 weeks of the month, I was in California, and I only had 2 items with me. So, considering I got all of that done, I'm actually kind of satisfied with it. Now, this is a record of my 25/7 challenge. The idea of this one is to work on a project, a specified project, for 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week. I have 4 needlework projects in rotation. I do 1 week at a time. And I just randomly wrote the numbers all over the board. And as you can see, I got almost everyone. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days I didn't. So out of a 28-day month, and I had COVID, I think I did really good. And not only that, I got a finish done. So I got this finished, and this was completely off the yearly one. So yay, now I can put this one in use. I got this done, and I got this done. So again, considering I had COVID and I was gone for the first 2 weeks of the month, I think I got quite a bit done. And here's a quick update on my 25/7 project for this week. So that's where I was when I started last week. And here is where I am now. So I finished this motif, and I did this one last night. So I'm actually really pleased with how much I got done. The way the rotation worked out, this is going to be my 25/7 this week, and I'm going to finish it. This is, what is this? Oh, well, I don't have the original chart. I just have the photocopy I'm working on. This is an autumn sampler using Valdani threads, and it's supposed to be, like out to here, and then goes down way down here. But I'm not enjoying this project. I don't know what it is about it. I'm just not enjoying it. The fabric is awesome. The threads are awesome, but I'm just not enjoying it. So I got to the decision of, finished is better than hating something. So I determined where I was going to stop, and that's where I'm going to stop. I'm going to just be done. And I really like this idea. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy making.